Se upe venue baako a se okwa wini e wo ho no e dene pa na Newcastle fofie e ka ho bi eya na enye easy se obekọ St James Park na wetimi akwa wini enye se wo wini nko a wasa dominate Newcastle boboku no enti se Barcelona akwa wini na Barcelona sa dominate Newcastle boboku na the first thing you need to do acknowledge Barcelona for na for more credit e pa more me masem e simple two teams e si akan de obewini no obo ne homodin enye lack eye ne modern bo na de ni wini ye enti se sa team ni timi wini a before say ubeka bibia no the first thing you need to do is acknowledge sa club wini ye so kwaku the first thing I may ye say based on the results of Barcelona nyaye based on the kind of performance of Barcelona e de koma ye no medical accredit Barcelona for na acknowledge Barcelona for ne say omo my super performance in ra e wo St James Park ba kwaku ade a memani gye ho pa ne ye say ye ebo game na game ni emu aye den dia ma na wo ye team na wo ye coach na wasesa nioma na wo aba be take control eya me hu sa ade na amani gye ade konti ameka sa asem ni nyina ne ye say enra ye share game na sin the first 10 to 15 minutes oya Barcelona fana na pressure was so because Newcastle for first 10 to 15 minutes no na omo ma Barcelona constant pressure by football ye free be say in-game management in the game na ekoso no coach na ability say obetima sesa nioma na wa making decision obetima ba be favor no after say na pressure won so any ye can in-game management and adia enra Hansi Flick eye no na eye spot on na eye adia mani je Hansi Flick ana Barcelona bobuko no kwaku nim say the first 10 to 15 minutes na Newcastle for nema Barcelona for constant pressure obi a onim Newcastle ne edi ha obi ano se uko St James a se Newcastle for ko share team a omo pe bo oni kura omo pe ode from the back a the first 10 to 15 minutes ye say omo be press o ha e high so ye share game na se no obi a no hwe game ni bi ehun say as a Newcastle for na tata Barcelona so ye share game na se the first 10 to 15 minutes na Newcastle for air press Barcelona for ne high and omo pressing high no na intensity no osoro anana na omo very aggressive in omo pressing and they be a pressing football and what's the time you can say what's a coordinated and oche a Newcastle bobo na omo coordination method and omo dey pressing no a man to man and apart from sending Newcastle the first 10 to 15 minutes na omo press Barcelona for ne high omo ye aggressive na intensity no osoro no na coordination method and omo use no a man to man enti ye share game na se no abranti ano no ne ball left back edi ma team friend say Newcastle na ye Livramento kwaku ye share game na se Livramento na o ball left back no ten bia no free the left back position akọ nanim say o press Kunde and ko be a left back and ka be expect say obegina ni position by ye share game na se na no Livramento na o ball left back edi ma Newcastle bobuko no ono na ko nanim bebre say o press Kunde a o man to man Ilanga na operating as a right winger. A command to man on Gerard Martin. Then again, Ocheke Omeni Mwana, Harvey Benz, and Anthony Gordon. As a command to man, our Rahu, and a Pau Kubasi. The reason why Newcastle yes, I didn't say Barcelona Jebo no person building from the back. And this almost building from the back. Almost first phase, no, more time. More space. For pressure in almost na for Barcelona any errors. So you share game nasinano. The first thing that you notice in here say Newcastle for no high pressing, man to man, and me very aggressive in their pressing. Almost try some best to put Barcelona for first phase. Barcelona second phase. Say Ubenya Frankie Dion any Pedri won't feel. But what's our share? Yababa Benyo bit say Bruno Guimaraes. Ejina Pedri so. Now nya Jolinton, Ejina Frankie Dion so, and Sandro Tonali, Ejina Fermin Lopez so. And again, in the midfield play, and now we're expecting Barcelona second phase. Frankie Dion, Pedri, and Fermin Lopez, you know. Yenya Newcastle forces so are more press you or mama command to man. So the first 10 to 15 minutes, now kind of credit at Tron na Newcastle for no Barcelona tough time. Omunya chances ni been pokra Ilanga creative chances, you know.
Yeah.
But Newcastle for take a moment. So the first 10 to 15 minutes, na Newcastle for Barcelona for adwen pa
and Juan Garcia save Barca pa
sa first 10 to 15 minutes because of Newcastle for high pressing na Barca ntimi nkra ball no na Barca pressure wo mo so by ahase ne yekase coach adwuma and me Barcelona ni o by kwaku enra Hansi Flick esa demonstrate kire say ye ka top class coaches so munim dia ono Hansi Flick e ka ho bi onim dia Hansi Flick ye ya anyoma tan ne ye on see ye share game na se no na oyusu Rashford ana brand friend say Rafinha our wing soccer se pa by a quarter time ana Hansi Flick esa ne nyoma en kwaku nim dia Hansi Flick ye Hansi Flick decide say ne dia obama Rashford ana Rafinha omo nya wide wingers bomba ye narrow wingers in a sense say Rashford and Rafinha no say anytime you Barcelona be kura ball no bia no omo free wing so na omo ba close to the midfielders and it is a ohwe picture here that Facebook here akwaku ohu Rafinha and Rashford say omo move inside by a say game na say the first 10 to 15 minutes na Rashford and Rafinha mostly omo operate a wide area by time course so after 15 minutes no and Hansi Flick decided say was Sanyoma and the Rafinha and Rashford move back inside say omo close to the midfielders. Then Lewandowski now all operating as the number 9 who expect to say Lewandowski be na box nim no. Oma Lewandowski already draw the ball kakra. Emma ne be than 9.5 striker. And the reason why Hansi Flick here said here say open numbers in the midfield. So after that 20 minutes Barcelona taking control and ocha omo midfield and kabeko enima. Omo midfield after the Barcelona baba be nyam midfielders e won finfio. And look at this. After sa move Rashford and a Rafinha from the wide area adomba midfield no. Then Barcelona no mu take control no in finfin no. Lewandowski a drop it. Rashford a become finfin for no. Rafinha beka ho Femi Lopez or Pedri and or Femi Lopez. Nipa 6 on finfin against Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali and Jolinton. After the Barcelona nya numbers no mu control game no. Until Rafinha, Lewandowski, Femi Lopez and a Rashford mo ebetima control Bruno Guimaraes mo and the man Pedri and Frankie de Jong space say omun control game no. It is a tactical switch now. Hansi Flick here no. It is only ya na Frankie de Jong and Pedri control game ne kese e the man Barcelona bobuku no na enye bibia because coach ne how was Sanyoma omuvu Rashford omuvu Rafinha inside no after the free Pedri and a brand friend say Frankie de Jong say omun control game na after the Barca abenya more numbers and that understanding between Pedri and Frankie de Jong almost complement each other very well. So two players we Pedri and Frankie de Jong almost a proper ball technician. Obi oye ball technician ne midfielders are ball ni krana. Ne ball skills no also. And how almost complement each other very well. So almost me no see akan enra na. Won so mo nyina timi set tempo no. Omo nyina timi scanning environment no. Omo angles are making sure so betime move in. Omo weight of omo passes and so two players we na e control game de Barcelona after na was Barcelona fonsa e the team friend say Newcastle so and so we pick Pedri enra Pedri or ma rhythm control no ma dynamism over Frankie de Jong or lower Newcastle for a pause because of the calmness or the ban finfio and then rasa two players we on finfio no me a very instrumental e de Barcelona for no and to prove further kwaku 2 goals are Barcelona for shey ni no hwe baby ana ma ku Rashford in the first goal. Rashford on paper now operate as a left winger. By time I go neighbor no, they operate as a left winger and we move here by inside. I know they be say the first goal. Now a instruction from the coach. And ideally you expect to say Rashford now operate as a number 11 player or be more wide. By after 20 minutes now, I can say omo attack or move inside piano. And the man Rashford enya the first goal copy him say I couldn't yes across no. And checking the second goal baby anojina. On na operate as a left winger. By kwaku the second goal na or more inside. The first goal no inside. The second goal sa inside. By a share game na operate more wide.
Yeah.
By this time around, coach name on Rafinha move inside and the free Pedri and a Frankie de Jong no say so more control game no. So tactically, Enra na Hansi Flick HS any in-game management no. I was through bebree. Individual performance from Barcelona. Na Marcus Rashford ehia sa moment we now they are share ne bobre. Ball ni di onim ball ne bo. By nyoma ba ku mienu miense ntina e kotia Marcus Rashford no. By Enra venue na game ne course no country na game ne course no moment na Barcelona wom no on say first half na omu di Rashford at £10 first half no because na the decisions ni bebre no poor by second half no buy no obetake effective decision a ball no Marcus Rashford a big opportunity to Marcus Rashford and they building the confidence and we Rashford free wa enra kwaku the performance of Kunde excellent Kunde nye natural right back by Kunde bobo ne to say or natural right back ye defender enra excellent enra Kunde timi move inside they invert very well ebe come forwards ne ho or say timi call outside ekodane outside winger a lot of crosses inside enra Kunde ne raw e de man no na o pretty no e effective o si ban e the right side of defense and in Nkofo eka ye bo Kunde abaso ye bo Rashford abaso obi abo Pedro abaso by kwaku Barcelona goalkeeper no oye super Juan Garcia no Barcelona nye good goalkeeper onim say oba Barcelona obe share Barcelona jersey ne 5 games awabon why 15 saves
wow
and out of that 15 save now why no bako 12 inside the box 15 save now Juan Garcia ye no emu 12 inside Barcelona box and oye sa save no se goalkeeper saves inside the box a choice sa goalkeeper no 2 hands every top goalkeeper bia no 2 hands se ubenya soft hand and also ubenya hard hand enti se ye ball ne shot kra na ubeti match ana se ball ni pokra no se enye shot na pese uyi na o divert ball no so a wo se unya enenu a game na e course no oye saves nkwa bako nkwa 5 enti enu a game na Barcelona boy no e first game for Barcelona by ball no mo boy no Barcelona for akere say omo ye ready for any club e wo Europe enu a ball na Barcelona boy no e first game on hype omo by ball no omo kire say omo ye ready for any club e wo Europe.
But Kwame, the other conversation is ye ball Juan Garcia Barcelona young ball season in Kobe but praises the Duana goalkeeper no, so isn't that to also say the team is conceding so many chances because they are yet to play the top
teams, yes, no
and see any concern there was something for rectify
a big concern at the Barcelona because 5 games now goalkeeper 15 saves out of the 15 saves 12 inside the box a Chelsea Barcelona opponent to me a Barcelona boxing which I am concerned by the good thing here say Barcelona for so enya GDA say eduru de mu aden a omo goalkeeper bi so obetima save which I am positive at the Barcelona Manchester City say mienu Napoli entimi antika na a game back a nipa dodo na anim say definitely team e friend say Man City ebe wini Betre ana Di Lorenzo ekodi red card. Ana sama Manchester City a big advantage e wo game ni. Kwaku, yebo game ni na wie no. Na Abrante a yebo ni din kese pa na ye Haaland. Ono na yebo ni din because enra ni goal no share no. Amena baba be nya 50 goals e wo UEFA Champions League. Na ni 50 goals na wenya no. Say o ka player or dey why the fastest player wa reach 50 goals e Abrante e friend say Haaland. Or the 48 games and 49 games and reach 50 goals, which a incredible mark for a Haaland. Are you good for Abrante? Kwaku him say if it is here share European Cup, I say a friend UEFA Champions League, you know. From 1955, ever seen no. Obian him say Ronaldo na she goals kese or sa competition we mu 140. The top 10 Haaland ababa baby rim. If it is here share UEFA Champions League, then European Cup no. Players from Asha goals can say or competition with the top 10. Haaland ababa be rim. Meno woka say we two the legendary Alfredo Di Stefano. Mohamed Salah gusu bobo there by Haaland etuno. We two Shevchenko, Ibrahimovic, Eusebio, Inzaghi, Drogba, Harry Kane munyina. A true rate na Branty and the Air Force Rohona. A positive. And when we analyze Haaland goals awashe ewo UEFA Champions League no.
Okay.
Ni 50 goals na awashe wo UEFA Champions League no. Onim se kwaku emu 48 inside the box. Goals do na Haaland ashe no. Emu 48.
Wow.
Inside the box and emu 2 pe. Outside the box. Enti den e kachiro. E kachiro sa oye typical goal poacher. And goal poachers there. Oma ho den pa ye inside the box. And so we team now pesa wo stop Haaland na. Kwaku de wo ye ne ye say, ye mfa ye ni nkosi sa player ne so. And this a we check great poachers. Or my cast of Michel goals be inside the box. From Hugo Sanchez, Filippo Inzaghi. Sa players ni na kwaku sa oni omu nsi akan a yemfa ye ni nkodi sa player na chi by rather ye stop supplies no because every top goal poacher or relies solely on supplies. Say offer Benzema now for Haaland or me different players altogether. Benzema betima ba na chi oba ba be ball oba dribble oba movie oba linky play very well opposition very well obetima gina any angle ahye. Say offer Ronaldo phenomenon Brazil Ronaldo mutu a obetima drop ya ba be ball obetwetwe no no akwa akohye by Haaland style no ente sa ne de ne yese mu nya adwuma na mo mfa ball ne brem wo box ni mo de ball ne brem wo box ni ma me de ball ne beto atenim enti sa type of strikers ne from so omu ye poachers omo ho den pa ne yese ombe delete inside the box and to stop this kind of players no kwaku ye stop supplies okay enti anytime be a Haaland enti mi anhye goals no e kire se omo de ball ne koma Haaland no omo no omo de by any time we are Haaland be goals no a time we need a lot of supplies and so what check Manchester City a match we are den the ball mo pa no focus opponent need focus on Haaland but mo focus on suppliers no mo dey stop Haaland by the rate Abrante ni see kono based on the age numbers no dey my no kwaku enche bia no Haaland be a lot of goals e we UEFA Champions League. Manchester United ebebo Chelsea weekend na no na Enzo Maresca aye the press conference na the press conference mete senda wobo o say o hwe Garnacho adwuma wo ye 2 matches a Garnacho about the ama Chelsea no Abrante no etimi adapt very well to Chelsea style of play na Garnacho ready to start for Chelsea. I believe a good news edema Garnacho as a player kwaku obi enu wo betima convince me say Garnacho ni mbobo talent will be, quality will be. By Diaka, confidence, playing time, consistency. No way to me develop here do some pensono. And no naka Garnacho bobo a Garnacho side. By Adequantia, I was a Garnacho yes serious or Chelsea near Sekweku. I hate for Pana Garnacho will pretty. I had the left wing. Baby out the Garnacho 2 to me bonny year pie at the left wing. Currently, Oko Chelsea. Ne left wingers no Jimmy Gaines say Jimmy Gaines no adaptation slow kakra dia ma no oba benya branch friend say Tariq George nya obi abetima rely so much on Tariq George enti to dem pokura for si coach ni say wo so use Pedro Neto the left wing by kwaku say Garnacho ni break no ka say obobo ne pa na obetima ma left wing e Chelsea aye ne dia because clearly so we check Chelsea left wing position hona omon shede nya obi a wetimi still sa left wing no because Pedro Neto na to be a coach ni switching the call no Pedro Neto na so per right wing ne mo enti se Garnacho na say coach ni say obema na shaase no say otimi still sa position na a big opportunity e de ma Garnacho say obetimi develop amihu talent wo Garnacho but dia ba ko about football ni say talent alone ain't be found draw ube here other factors na timia push you do akosoro. There were a lot of talented players o meant me do some pempenso no enye so winning ball nebo but we rely on solely on talent nkwa ain't me for do some pempenso no enti apart from talent no ube here other factors na timia mo do top level and factors ni bi no hard work se nyankopon cha wachede ni nyina so onim ball nebo na wonya obi a we hard working player untimi do some pempenso no. Even the likes of Ronaldo, Messi, apart from our talent, never no more. Adoma Chedi and Yankopon dia mono. Chequire mo faso hard-working players. E ka hum ne dio do some penso no. Enti Garnacho benya opportunity a sha se dia ma Chelsea. Who in the talent in the qualities to a. And what's all you more serious, not working hard on the field. Say obetima making sure say talent and the potential no. Ebetima pie. Say na ye be man opportunity amana sha se no. Who in the talent if you are dedication. Kwaku untimi achieve and be successful abra wonye dedicated to adwuma wo ye no adwuma bi a wo ye no se wo pese o do some pempenso no na wo ye successful e wo se utimi ye dedicated to the job a wo ye uyi wa kuma mi se adwuma we na me ye enti wo se mi kuma ho na me ye enti se Garnacho be do some pempenso na e wo se utimi dedicate ne ho edema Chelsea bo bokuo no e wo se o ye very disciplined don't take responsibility enti mani age e dia ma Garnacho say Enzo Maresca say wetimi adapt very well. And you most likely say Obama na nya ne first start Chelsea. Big opportunity for Garnacho. Otimi bono oboni here. The left wing go ni betima ba be ne dia.
Or you self motivated.
Yeah.
Because of you say man you for in ending ye.
No cre.
Na one na and also so Amanako he overdo things.
Na akwa ha adwene.
And no say na ha adwene ye pa. Well, let's see.
Now, minimum no see no. Who quote Pep Guardiola say, "Team is solid with England, Arsenal. Or say be Arsenal."
Kwame, for no more team.
And from a tactical standpoint, me yane Pep ayadwin.
Yeah.
Because just 1 minute. Oche Arsenal bobo na kwa position be na obeka sa omolaki.
You say yeah.
Department bia
we are fortified.
Department bia goalkeeper. Omo one of the best for Premier League in David Raya.
No, he's the best currently.
Defense or more players, midfield, attack. Omo timi the set piece go, open play, counter. And me yane Pep against say Arsenal bobo no very solid. So it's up to us now say no make me live up to the hype. Anchor for them all.
Henry and no say I was say Arsenal edge league by all cost and now someone get trophy. It looks like pressure mount say coach super but I mean you're moving on. Now Biggie
Kwagu
my man on to us way.
Kwaku Newcastle and the Barcelona game now. So watch how Newcastle plays this season now. Many sure say now Obey surprised say Newcastle was going to give Barcelona that kind of run for their money. Honestly speaking, Obi Oshe Newcastle from last season, the big games especially, how they play, how much set up on the team to face Omo Ayabeka, Omo giants, Omo big, Omo Yakes for no. Obo Tene Mubaya Dane the Ama Barcelona Bobo Kono. This season will be a Mushe Crampo. Newcastle Bobo Kono Liverpool game no. How Liverpool played. The kind of quality they have. Now Liverpool actually 2 goals and they are taking lead. Now Newcastle had the red card. Newcastle fought to come back, get the equalizer. And some are the dying members of the game, the last minute. Liverpool Bababeshe. Ama game na 3-2. I share the kind of resilience and Newcastle players in the ball. Aside I share how strong their team is. In the match remove day at the Ama Barcelona. It was expected. Though Barcelona dominated. Omu controlling game no omu ye bibia but Newcastle came in to fight. Kwaku Mame here from the Barcelona goalkeeping department. Goalkeeper friend is one Garcia. Last season Barcelona both games. Yes, Barca had a very good goalkeeper in the chief of Chelsea. Chelsea Morimo will go post for Barcelona and then you're bad. Obia is even convincing me say he was a bad goalkeeper there be. But Barcelona will say on days and there are times saves to be one of my was a goalkeeper here. Not the keeping the team in the game, no. Now Unya Sadi and him free sets in the hall. Even though he's not a bad goalkeeper. It's Basa being you be a shot stopper. A Kobasa pressure bar. Now a bypassing defenders in India. Never count you goalkeeper now. Then no bet me I had Barcelona Bobo Kono. Just into me my idea. Let's go for somebody who is a shot stopper. No, remember them. No, yes, Juan and Pamaya. And almost share Spanish La Liga anymore. As you say, yes, and almost pick one Garcia. Juan Garcia last season per saves was the best goalkeeper in the Spanish La Liga. We shouldn't forget. Or 146 saves. That was Spanish La Liga for Espanyol. If this is the kind of goalkeeper, Barcelona feels so moving young more department for man. I'm going to find a dinner back. And nobody goalkeeper and buy or buy on disappointed here. And right was one of those days. Now being here goalkeeper. So best stand it to the test. And so the amount was saving the day at the amount. I dear back when they say you referee and they say Barcelona last season, yes, no more conceded chances though, but their best central defender, Inigo Martinez, and the commander at the back, any one of this time around. It's how Barcelona is going to play at the back. How they are going to concede chances, probably. A bit to me at also their chain last season, and they could do some stage now. You need that kind of goalkeeper. You're bypassing defense, and then we are doing at the Mawa, or no the best standing to the test, no one saves, and so they are wow. And said Juan and one Garcia as a goalkeeper, and the Barcelona Bobo Kono. And then nah, or twice a year, said Juan, he was good. Marcus Rashford. Na oya Rashford me nim the obehwehwe biom ansa na what me prove a point in yesterday's game. There are a lot of people that till date almost doubt say Marcus Rashford bet me succeed over Barcelona. The Rashford area of football or your Manchester United, those days are past and gone. And when I come kono, this is a new chapter. And then I will yaman who say you are still a good player. What's the fact Barcelona gets in Oche? That is the big question. Because Nipa do wanna new Manchester United at a point. Performance ni be BBA or honum. Ufi one now call Aston Villa. The first 5 matches for Aston Villa was super. But from there, now quite up and down performance. And was Aston Villa bobo kono. You leave Aston Villa. Manchester United, there are problems. Untimin Kowachi. Barcelona as a big club gives you the opportunity because any players in another because our situation anymore. Ubenya team can see us opportunity. But Barcelona to sa chachano. Oma gambo, ama osa opportunity no. Oko Barcelona bobo kono no. There are times I want your opportunity. From the preseason, the performance was good. But Obi Baby says preseason ni no. Teams Bayern Barcelona ball more and strong. It's preparation grounds there. Clubs on performance and they were from. Now branch anymore they more throw and no problem. When the season proper starts, Obi expected to be a performance. Season proper now starting no. A bit befitting the standards of Barcelona bobo kono. But Rashford most of the time opportunity away or disappointed over Barcelona. Coach a catch a player no say. So I bet Barcelona they also up in the game. That is what it is rumored in the media. It was Spain. And this coach can say which the war. Now when you an opportunity, and as a coach corner gives you that opportunity, and to do a game one, only option be than to be proving or be on you wouldn't be wrong. So you still have that kind of quality. Fortunately for you, it is against a side you know very well. It is in a terrain England and a game in Basel. It is a Barcelona player. Our experience, our England, our experience, our football, any Premier League. Now only bet to lead Barcelona to do the kill against a Newcastle Bobokuna. Then you be as a Marcus Rashford. When he started the game, the Marcus Rashford performance are young Nansing or Barcelona. So bet to me a football no one taking on players or bet dribble or pace or ball into space man or bet to me a papa. But the decision at the final third of the pitch, what do go post in him? So ball in the shame now a problem the Marcus Rashford. No balls need to go. And now when the game started in the first half especially, you will say you need to free a branch here. It's in I say, Rashford they say a Canada, send the money in Concan, and then now you wait to me about Barcelona Bobo. It is all you player. Now find yourself in such a situation. You have to prove the doubters wrong. And then I was happy to have granted to me those 2 goals. Not picking the man of the match award. At least in the absence of certain key players, Barcelona Bobo, you stood to the test of Barcelona Bobo. One thing I realized in the first half, especially Kwaku, now Barca missing the absence, and after no missing the presence of Abrante Ferdinand Yama. Yes, there were times at Newcastle Coco go at man. You are going to need play or back Kaibono to the players. No one moving out of their spaces. Now say almost structure. Now Barcelona Nyasa in the first half. And 2 months a Pedri Fabo now. Or pushing ball on the corner, anyone will do flank on the man. And was all signs to come backwards. Because who you are the ball name man. No, yes, said Juana Diama Barcelona. And created that opening in the Newcastle defense. It's no more Mesela me Yama. I am sure that when they went for races, Omoko dressing room, no, coach and them ran to Kasai. And when they go back in the second half, that thing changed. You have to realize that Lami Yama then I would be on them. But I was saying with Timmy Bob, and I believe that the absence of the player, one way or the other, was a blessing for the players in the second half. So we call all out trauma fighting any results. Kudos to Barcelona. It was a good game. They gave a good account of themselves. Where they left it off last season, our Champions League, you will be expected some building upon that performance. Not this season, or my better. And if you are going to do better, it starts from now.
Yeah.
Kwaku, Pep Guardiola, I say, when people win leagues, you can't say Roma Holding, but the Manchester City and Pep Guardiola win here. A different story altogether. They call him the checkbook manager. This is not the first time our panicas are same way. So clearly, what it means is that 7 amount for Kawa Bonteno. If you are Pep Guardiola, probably a how? Because Manchester City tall quality. Manchester City spending a lot in England. And that's almost spending the amount coach and Pep Guardiola. And this season, be a Manchester City Abobiano Waji Premier League title. How many years has he spent? How many times and watching the Champions League? Ediama Manchester City book. But in those years there, says I checkbook corner and near the Toma Papa. But I want to the any but I did the any more a sika any idea Pamano. In any case, football, we all have to accept to say and sika eboa the laurels any trophies about him. That's a certain fortune. From 2004 ever, before that era, Chelsea na Chelsea bobo kunete. And Sana Roman Abramovich eba. But since Abramovich took over, almost as so we invested with Chelsea bobo kunimo. From there, 2004-2005 season, almost every season, your Baba be start the league now. Now we contend the the Premier League now. Your boy Chelsea in the count. Why? Because I face Sika but almost top players. It will be as it got to a point in time. Chelsea fielded in the first 11. Over to me as much as 6 national team captains. It was squad, you know. Nina Sika. And nobody told those players. Paris Saint-Germain at a point, even though Champions League are not much in the channel, no one sent him in Kai. But when Paris Saint-Germain started spending big, almost as just almost talk as a for Europe, almost the secure global book. Kwaku, Gena you here. You Paris Saint-Germain, the French League ever done it like a best right at the man. Paris Saint-Germain, your statistics in a contenders are on Kahono. Says here, your statistics in your own and your body being first. Even before Luis Enrique Babe take over, no Baba get Champions League, and no more pressure. So these things are normal. Everybody have to accept. So born now here born. Be a year. So when you invest a lot, maybe you're better to say by Liverpool with no disrespect. And one man, when you're good players, when you're good manager, no put it together a squad. No, the Ababa be from no Ajaba the amount. But the boss has in New Year. The in some more they never strengthen the team. Or strengthen the team New Year. So over Baba dealing with their feeling 7 a better thing because on only was scored is strengthened. That is the bad coaching, but we shot that one and the Bayern situation. It's the young to football and near Master. Wine and neck also person winning laurels and Jessica or the team. Sikasen and Mikel Arteta. And the Aquacofa Joker as about when he needed a striker.
Bigam says some way supporters no name, but for the purpose of bandenting I no yes sir, I'm assuming because we all are aware say sikaye what here say normally no ayana misus me feel say to the be ayana yaw enviness so count ti o say mama can some cho one send Liverpool for ACS spend this
yeah.
Say obi enyanko pewu nti wo kla obi a wanwe dia wo de ye obeka City ya Liverpool say aye no moto to e no mo beto to trophies uni sika na be yo sa because if it thanks to your team now o ta woni je
of course
nti no
they just have to accept it no munya answer
football supporters dey o mo no ma dwen say o follow logic
aside supporters coaches they be writing these things off.
Sir.
Oh, coaches leave it to me. Was some say you have to two players.
This is football. We have quality to win, Nana. Yeah, supporters. Nankasa no. We say supporters there. Yeah, support say because we support. So normally we don't normally follow logic and facts. What you say? The akuma na ya na edi ichiri. What you say? Anyway.